Hello, this is Trends. I am Bumi Obano. And as always, I am not alone because Moses Omogena, our online producer, is right here with me. Hello, Moses.
How are you doing?
So what's trending?
A lot as usual, but I would conveniently say that Africa is trending. I know that's kind of vague right now, but don't worry, I'll streamline it. Basically, there's something going on right now called YALI. YALI is a short for Young African Leadership Initiative. It was being set up by Barack Obama in 2010 to support young African leaders in areas of entrepreneurship, social and community service. So basically, the selected few, the lucky 500 selected, are supposed to spend 8 to 16 weeks of boot camp in the White House with the president.
So what are people saying online about it?
Now, the beautiful thing that just happened a few weeks back is this social media, or Twitter to be specific, is called YALI Chat, where there was a forum created for those who applied.
Okay.
By the way, there were over 500,000 applications to that for 500
It's chance to see Obama. What do you expect?
So now everybody gets to create the ideas, there's a pool of ideas with over 3 million ideas. In fact, there are jokes that when President Obama saw the ideas, he was like, whoa, that he never knew that there were such explosive, brilliant ideas coming from African news. Yes, we are. We are. So in view of that, don't forget, you can always join the conversation by sharing your views with us on Twitter at TVC Trends. You can comment on our Facebook page, facebook.com/TVC Trends, and send your pictures and video comments to the trends at tvcnews.tv. So, Bumi, back to you. What are we looking at today?
The spate of gruesome killings and maltreatment of Nigerian students in diaspora calls for attention. Some of these young people who leave the country in their quest for education many times become victims of intense racism and hatred. Today on the program, we look at just how much the country is doing to protect the rights of its citizens in diaspora, especially the youth. We also look at what role Nigerian embassies in diaspora are playing to ensure the safety of Nigerians in these countries and what roles they should be playing. But first, take a look at this.
They sounded very angry. The placards carrying crowd marched through the streets of Ikeja. For the first time, the Ayogus weren't alone.
Today marks exactly 1 month after Nigerian student Godwin Ayogu was murdered in Ghana. However, the quest of the family to get justice took another dimension as a civil society group in Lagos today organized a peaceful march to the Ghana High Commission in Lagos, Nigeria.
It's a murder case. Even in US, a murder case is not bailable. A murder case is taken seriously. They are not taking it serious. So that is why we are marching to Ghana embassy to give them ultimatum for Ghana government and their police to apprehend the killers of Godwin Ayogu. We are giving them 2 weeks ultimatum to apprehend him. If not, we will take a more drastic action.
Chukwudi is a Nigerian, and that is the more reason why we must care about him. Nobody can kill any Nigerian in any country. The civil liberty and the civil society organization in Nigeria will not care about it.
Today marks it 1 month that Godwin left this earth, and yet nothing has been done. Nobody has been brought to book. No arrest has ever been made, and all the necessary details we wanted from him, his call log, his forensic test, nothing has been done. And each time my husband gives them a call, they don't even pick up his call.
It was a long walk which terminated at the Ghana High Commission. Though the commission's gates were locked, the protesters weren't in a hurry to leave, at least not until they were attended to. A man soon appeared and introduced himself as the Deputy Consul General. He, however, started on a wrong note.
Wait, some of us were more radical than what we think.
Wait, let me ask you one question.
Nerves were touched. After much argument, the air became calm.
You can't just take things in a haste. You have to be meticulous in your investigation and everything, okay? Before you come out. That's what I'm saying. I can assure you that something is being done, but not to the public.
Father of the victim in a telephone interview denied knowledge of the case being before the ECOWAS court and also denied asking for $10 million compensation for the death of his son.
What goes through your mind when you watch that?
Wow. You know, I must say that I'm actually very proud of those who, you know, took the pain to come out. I felt it was very patriotic of them to come out and to seek justice. Because, I mean, come to think of it, I put myself in that shoes. If I lose a dear one and nothing has been done about it, I will be pained.
And he was so young too.
Yeah. So, well, I hear that the father of the deceased was asking for $10 million, but you know, no amount of money really can bring his son back. But it's a good step. He deserves justice.
It is,
yeah.
And that's basically what we're going to be talking about today. To discuss this, we have on set with us Godwin Ayogu. She is the mother of Godwin, the boy who you just watched, and a Nigerian. He was killed recently in Ghana. We also have Honorable Abike Dabiri-Erewa. She's the Chairman House Committee on Diaspora's Affairs. And joining us via Skype, we have Olalekan Oshunkoya. Now, he's the president of the Students Association of Nigerians in Diaspora. Good to have you all join us on Skype. Lillian, good to have you.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Okay, I'll start with you.
Okay.
And subsequently, we'll have Abike and Lekon join us. Prior to the news about his death, had he complained, you know, about challenges like racism, be it subtle
being
or
bullied in
aggressive,
school, you know,
particularly because of his race?
No, but
his country.
Sometime that was when he was in year 1.
Okay.
Because currently he was supposed to be in his year 3. So there was this day he called me and I was like, that he was calling me from his friend's wardrobe. And I was like, wardrobe? What are you doing inside the wardrobe? And he said that a friend of his, a Nigerian, called some Ghanaian guys to beat him up in the school. And I said, why? He said that they came to the room to play with some of their friends and some girls. And after they left, one of them complained of mixing his phone. And after that, they just felt he was the one because he was new to the school then. They said he was the one that was with the phone. And that was just it. So after threatening him for some time, he couldn't provide the phone because he was not with the phone. So they felt the only alternative way was to get some guys to beat him up. And I just encouraged him to go and report to the school authorities, of which he did. And the school authority, when I called in, they said, they are handling it, because I told them I was coming down to Ghana the next day. They said I shouldn't come, that they want to handle it. I should assume if he's not here in Nigeria or Ghana there, can I just come in immediately? So the man that spoke with me said he was their coordinator or was somebody that was taking care of foreign students over there. Mm-hmm. And I just allowed it for him to handle it. And after 3 days, I also called. He said they were going to invite the parents of the boy that accused him of stealing the phone and the same boy that called those friends to beat him up.
So
and
after that, did everything settled and he
we later called back and I was asking Godwin, what have they done? Because the man said they were going to invite the parents and they would also invite us. Okay. Godwin said the school said they've settled it and that he should go.
And did he, but now that was about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So over that time, was there any other
Was it actually resolved? Did anything new come up?
I don't think, because from what I'm suspecting, they didn't actually resolve that issue. Because the school never got back to us again about that stuff.
And Lekon never complained.
And Godwin
never complained.
He said the school said he should go.
Okay.
Just like that.
So they probably warned off the other guys.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think? You were part of that march. We saw you and you were speaking passionately.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to understand because I don't know. However, what did the embassy do? Okay, before I ask you this question, I want to bring in the other guests into the conversation so they don't feel left out. Hello, Lekon. Lekon, if you can hear me.
I'm with you. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me.
Thank you for joining us.
What?
You're welcome.
Okay. Abike, can you hear me? Thank you for being a part of this discussion. Hello? Hello? Okay, we'll start off with Lekon until Abike joins us. Now, Lekon, you probably have heard already what's been happening. And as the president of an association that meets a lot with different Nigerians in different countries studying, you probably hear stories, positive or negative. Can you share with us some of these challenges Nigerian students face in foreign universities?
Yeah, thank you very much. As an association, we are very concerned about the increasing trend of different struggle Nigerian students face. And we've tried as much as possible to make sure that we play our own role as a representative organization of Nigerian students in diaspora. It is amazing because if you look at the amount of students that goes abroad to study now, it's on the increase. And because the number increases, the amount of problems and the chances that something will go wrong with one or two people over the course of their study experience increases as well. You cannot compare when 30,000 students, for example, in the UK are from Nigeria who are studying there. You cannot compare the amount of risks they'll be exposed to as compared to 7 years ago when there were only 5,000 Nigerian students studying there. And obviously this is increasing from across other countries. In Ukraine, in Ghana, in Malaysia, in Cyprus, the number of Nigerian students going there to study is increasing by every year. And what we see is that many people just go abroad to study. They don't have enough information prior to going abroad to study. So when they get there, it becomes very difficult for them to understand the culture, to understand the way of life, to understand the legs. And many institutions don't actually do a lot of orientation for the students, for them to understand what they should do. And in that process, many of our members or our students find it difficult integrating to the society.
Okay.
It's totally different from where they're coming from.
Okay.
And you can say that brings a lot of problems in terms of what happens and what risks they'll be exposed to.
All right.
We don't have information about what we should do.
Okay, Lekon, we'll hear more from you later in the show. Right now, I want to bring Honorable Abike into the conversation. Now, we've heard from Lekon, we've heard from Lillian. Honorable, are the Nigerian embassies a safe haven for Nigerians, especially the young Nigerians studying abroad? Are they a safe haven for these people? We'd be experiencing a slight delay in her answer, a few seconds. So I'll just repeat that question. Are the Nigerian embassies a safe haven for Nigerians in diaspora? Honorable? Honorable Abike, the question one more time. Are the Nigerian embassies safe haven for Nigerians in diaspora? Are they a place for people to run to when they need help? Okay, we'll get back to Honorable Abike. We seem to be having... Okay, Lillian, I was going to ask, talking about the embassies now, what role have they played in assisting with this case?
Yeah, they've tried because they gave us the information. They gave us the first call.
Now, we're talking about the embassy in Ghana.
Yeah, in Ghana, Nigerian embassy in Ghana.
Yeah.
They called me to tell me that something was happening and that Godwin was mixing and thereabout and that he was killed. So when my husband went there, they assisted them. They accommodated them. They took them to the school because they didn't want them to go to the school. But the school authority was pleading that they should please allow the parents to come to the school first. But Nigerian embassy over there said no because they never called us. So it was the Nigerian embassy that actually called and they've been following it up. As of last week, the charge over there called my husband, that they've written to the IG twice, and they've written to the internal affairs or something of that nature, and yet nothing has been done. They keep telling them they're having breakthrough. But the breakthroughs they're saying they're having, according to the embassy, that they are not seeing anything. There's no visible breakthrough to them. There's no arrest. So, but for the Nigerian embassy over there, they've been trying.
Okay, okay. Honorable Abike, for many Nigerians, they don't think the embassies provide any help. What do you think? Are the embassies safe havens for Nigerians in diaspora?
Okay, it seems like we're having technical delay with Abike. But if I'm to come into this, I would like to ask Leko, who is on Skype, Google+, this question. You know, social critics, Lekon, if you can hear me, social critics have argued that 90% of Nigerians abroad, you know, defile or disobey the laws. Now, as the president of the Student Association of Nigerians in Diaspora, now, from your own level of experience, how would you judge the conduct and discipline of Nigerians abroad?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I disagree with that assertion that 90% of Nigerians abroad disobey the law. I can boldly say that Nigerians abroad are law-abiding citizens wherever they live. Of course, we are aware that there are a small percentage of people, and I insist, small, very small percentage of Nigerians might be causing troubles or doing wrong things, but majority of Nigerians who live abroad are actually doing very diligently. I mean, if you go to the US, in the UK where I live, a lot of Nigerians are doing very well. They are making the nation proud. They are making the country where they are living proud by being representing the country. I mean, Nigerians are representing UK in the Olympics. We've seen situations where many of the best professionals in health, best doctors, they are actually Nigerians and Nigerians of Nigerian origin. And as far as students are concerned, for example, my personal self, when I went to the UK to do my master's in 2010, I went there, I was just going to seek active opportunity, what is available for me. Within the first 4 months of me arriving in the UK, I was elected the president of the University Student Union. I campaigned and I had to do 3 other white guys to the position. And that was the very first time ever a black person would be a president in the university. And I had the whole 1 year of being a president in that institution, and that exposed me to a lot of opportunities and a lot of different experiences. If we were doing very fast, I wouldn't have been able to be elected the president of over 20,000 students.
All right, Lekon, I have to cut you in.
We'll come back to you.
I have to cut you in at that point. We have a lot more to talk about, and certainly there are a lot of issues that we still have to address. But first of all, let's go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll keep talking.